So my story really starts when I was very young. It was my dad and his 3 brothers. That was my family. And it was between the ages of 10 and about 13, all of my dad and his brothers all needed bypass surgery. Now what's sad about it was 2 died on the table. One of them was never the same mentally. And my father, I saw him cry at the age of 10 or 11 or 12 for 3-4 days straight. He lived another 15, 20 years, but the family was never the same after. Now I'm going to fast forward. I turned 50 years old. I had the same doctor for 30 years. And I just said to him, whatever you do, keep me alive. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. Just keep me healthy. Now I'm 55 years old. And I wake up one day and literally, as they describe it, an elephant on your chest. So I wake up one day and I just am in so much pain, but I just lay there. And after a little bit, it goes away. And I'm going to conduct my day. And this went on every morning and every night for 3 months. I was never the brightest. I'm a grinder, okay? I'm a hard worker, but I'm not, I just said, well, I didn't have a lot of the internet touches, so I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that if I just laid there after the pain hit me, it would go away. I'd conduct my day. Well, 3 months into it, I'm at a meeting. I leave the meeting, and I literally could not take 7 steps without stopping. I go to my doctor, and he hears a heart murmur he had never heard before. He immediately gets me over to a cardiologist, and they do all the tests up to a heart biopsy and a heart catheter. And the only way to really see where you are is to do a biopsy and a heart catheter. And he didn't know, like the cardiologist, they'll always give their opinion. So doc, what do you think I have? Well, Paul, based on the tests that you've done, you either need a heart transplant or bypass surgery, but we'll know after we do the heart catheter. So I'm like, oh my God, this is serious stuff. So now I get wheeled in and I hear my doctor going, yes, yes. Now I'm in twilight, so I'm not knocked out, but I can't really make out what he's doing. And I go, Dr. Hanna, why were you going, yes, yes, yes. You don't need a heart transplant, but you do need immediate bypass surgery. You see, what we found out was I had an enlarged heart. I had leaky valves. I had scarsidosis of the right side of my heart. I had a left bundle block. I had a heart murmur. I was and I had 100% block of my right artery. Thank goodness, if I showed you a picture of the right artery, what you'd see is a huge bunch of collateral arteries right around it. It's amazing. It looked like a spider's nest, and it was my body's way of saying, I want you to live. Amazing. So here I am, and he's like, okay, you need bypass surgery. I'm all prepped up. I'm being wheeled in. Now I'm right at the door. And he says the most beautiful thing. He says, I've only offered this to one other person in 20 years, but would you consider changing what you eat, and maybe you don't need the surgery? Yes. I was thinking of my dad, my family. I've got 3 sons, and I'm great. I'm a grinder. Remember I told you? I'm a grinder. So I knew I could get through it, whatever it was. Now, I had no idea what I was about to do. I never heard of plant-based nutrition. I never met my doctor. He gets on the phone. It's 9:30 at night, and he dials this number. He says, hey, Essie, I want you to talk to somebody. Well, who is Essie? Well, it's Caldwell Esselstyn. Turns out my doctor, who I'd never met, who I was assigned to, could have been anybody, his mentor in medical school was Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. So here I am at a place I've never been with a cardiologist I never knew, and I'm talking to this guy I'd never heard of, and he's like, just go on home and I'll call you in the morning. Oh yeah, and sure enough, he called right at 8, and sure enough, I got home at 4:30, and I listened to him, and that was the last time I consumed any meat, dairy, or oil. So I said to myself, okay, I'm 4 months, I'm bedridden, and there was a moment where I was tragically all alone. I'm a people person, and I was around nobody. I was sleeping. I was just cooking. This went on every day. I said, maybe I should have had the bypass. It would have made my life a lot easier. But then I kept reminding myself of my dad, my family that was destroyed, the sons that I love. And I knew I had to stop it. I knew this had to stop within our family because I thought it was genetic, but it's really just lifestyle choices.